Hi guys, JT here, and today I'll be bringing you some information on the Humble Bundle TinyBuild Cross Versus Evil Smashup Bundle of September 2022. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? If you want to know more about game deals, then feel free to like this video and subscribe to my channel. It really helps the channel out. So let's get into this. At number 1 we have Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire, a classic style RPG adventure game. You don't really need to play the first Pillars of Eternity as you get a rundown of events from the first game, but it does help. Especially if you've made a character from the first game, you can import that character into Deadfire. Anyway, you play as the Watcher from the first game. You can see and talk to the dead, and you have saved the kingdom and now you're in control of the kingdom. However, a god Atheist comes down and destroys half of your kingdom before storming off. The other gods call in a favor that you owe them and send you to follow Atheist to figure out what he's up to. The story is absolutely deep in this game, with plenty of lore to sink your teeth in. This makes the game equally deep as you take on plenty of main quests and ton of side quests, killing things and collecting loot. The great thing about this game is the customizability of your character and the game. There is plenty of character building strategies involved, and you can build your character however you like, either by focusing on a single class or taking on multiple classes for the character. The combat in this game can be micromanaged, or you can let the AI handle it. How you handle in-game situations also depend on you and your stats. With enough of a particular stat, you could potentially talk your way out of fights, make new friends, or even deceive other characters to get what you want. Additionally, there are plenty of different environments for you to explore in this game, ranging from caves to oceans through to tropical towns. If you like spending hours getting lost in a fantasy world, killing stuff, doing a lot of questing and looting, then Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire could be a game for you. At number 2 we have Totally Reliable Delivery Service, a ragdoll physics simulation game about terrible package delivery couriers. And that's you! The chaos increases when you decide to go at it with a bunch of friends, trying to deliver packages as a team throughout the island. This game's physics is deliberately wonky. Think humans fall flat, but you're a courier delivery driver. There are multiple vehicles that you can use in this game, from the boring cars and trucks all the way through to forklifts, speedboats, helicopters, and even hand gliders. This game also offers different delivery types to keep you on your toes. Remember the time that the government rung a delivery company to grab a bomb and dispose of it? You'll be doing that in this game. Remember the time when courier drivers would slingshot giant fishes at air traffic control towers to deliver said fish? You'll be doing that in this game too. This game is definitely hilarious with family and friends as you can bring 3 other players along. You've got pool noodle arms and a physically unstable physics to work with, which makes for some good laughs with family and friends. You can also unlock character pieces, so you can customize the delivery driver to your preferred look. If you like a hilarious party game to play with family and friends, then this game's a great addition to your library. And number 3 we have Mayhem in Single Valley, a fast-paced puzzle adventure game peppered with fourth wall breaking jokes and plenty of laughs. You play as Jack, and you have been blamed for the apocalypse, the end of all humanity and living beings, and it is up to you to stop the monstrous swarm at the end of the world. You will be navigating an open world, solving puzzles along the way, and there are plenty of puzzles to solve. These puzzles usually involve you pushing and pulling things to specific areas, crossing poisonous rivers, and finding keys to progress. Along the way, you'll encounter infected humans and animals like squirrels, bears, rabbits, and your neighbor which you can chuck things at, but most of the time you'll be setting baits to take them away from you, as this is not a combat-heavy game. In fact, it's best that you don't even go near them, as a single bite from an infected human or animal will cause your blood to boil and melt your bones. There aren't any maps in this game, so you'll need to explore and navigate the world, making a map in your mind. What's interesting about this game is the art style, which is a mash between 2D and 3D, and it is a gorgeous game. This is a great game if you're into puzzle solving, and if you're into an end-of-the-world apocalypse scenario. And number 4 we have The Hand of Merlin, an Arthurian roguelike RPG that mixes choose-your-own adventure, luck-based card draws, and turn-based combat. There's an insatiable corruption that hungers to consume the multiverse. You're Merlin, and you're the only constant in the multiverse, so you watch over the multiverse and protect them from the corruption. However, Arthur gets betrayed and falls in battle. It is up to you to recruit mortals across the multiverse to save each world within the multiverse. The great thing about this game is the quality of writing, which mixes history and legends and myths of the time. This is a complex game with some random encounters as you pick your route through nodes that will lead you to the climatic battle of each region. If you survive the battle, you'll gain access to the next region. Because of the random encounters, you never really know if you're going to be involved in a fight or not. Your party members usually consist of a warrior, archer, and mage combo, and you start out with basic gear. As you progress through the nodes, you gain levels, learn new abilities which you can specialize and boost your stats. You'll be involved in turn-based combat against demons of various realms. Much like XCOM, you have to find cover against ranged foes while trying to murder said foes. There are a huge number of status effects in this game which keeps the intensity pretty high. If you like some turn-based combat with a decent choose-your-own-adventure style story, then the Hand of Merlin could be a game for you. And number 5, we have Cardpocalypse, a card game that will remind you of your childhood from the 90s. The feel of this game alone feels like a 90s cartoon with its themes and theme song. In Cardpocalypse, you play as a girl named Jess in Dudsville Elementary School, and everybody is crazy about a trading card game called Mega Mutant Power Pets. It's your first day in school, and after a series of unfortunate events, the monsters from the trading card game invades the world and it is up to you to save it. This game has a story of Yu-Gi-Oh! In which you can save the world by playing a card game, while the game feels more like a Pokemon card game and Hearthstone combined. You could battle other schoolmates, trade cards with them, and do missions. The main focus of course is the card game, and every problem in the world of Cardpocalypse is solved with this card game. Very typical of a 90s card game cartoon. You could customize your cards to look a certain way and face bosses in an epic game of Mega Mutant Power Pets. Defeat them, you can unlock mutations which will change the game up. You won't be able to collect all the cards in one playthrough, so if you want to collect them all, there will be replayability. If you want to experience what it's like to be a 90s kid playing trading card games in school with other kids, then Cardpocalypse is a charming game to play. And number 6, we have Wintermoor Tactics Club, a unique tactical strategy game with heavy focus on great storytelling and cast. You play a student in high school, where each club is to play with the equivalent of D&D called CNC, with the losers having their clubs disbanded. What's great about this game is the cast of highly relatable characters, as each character has their own distinct personalities and problems that most high schoolers face. The school is also great to explore, and each area will have side quests for you to do. And these side quests are great to do as they can reward you with additional items and equipment to use in battle. The CNC tactical strategy encounters, however, aren't very deep nor challenging, but it does drive the story forward, which is the main focus of the game. With a charming art style, funny and memorable characters, and an engaging story, Wintermoor Tactics Club is a great game to get into. And number 7, we have Hitchhiker, a mystery game. A game where you play a hitchhiker with a bad case of amnesia. You play as Copernicus, a young man who must travel across highways to piece your past together. You'll be taking a ride with 5 strangers who will challenge your grasp of reality and test who you trust. Every encounter will slowly reveal your past and your deepest, darkest secrets. Over the course of the game, you'll be selecting dialogue choices, interacting with items around you, and solving light environmental puzzles. If you listen carefully to your driver, you will find a solution to each puzzle quite easily. Where this game shines are the story and the characters. There is great suspense in the story to find out who you are. Each character in this game has a past that you will come to learn about too, and you do come to like each of them. There are also many times where you can distinguish if you're in reality or in a fantasy world, as if you're in the TV show The Twilight Zone. If you like a short narrative game about 2.5 hours or so, and don't mind the minimalist gameplay, then Hitchhiker is a game for you. And number 8, we have Hello Neighbor, a stealth horror sandbox game that will have you sneak into your neighbor's house. You're just a kid, kicking your ball around when you realize that your creepy neighbor across the road is up to something. Being a curious child, you decide to sneak into his basement to uncover his deep, dark secrets. This is a sandbox game, so how you get into his basement is up to you. You'll be breaking into his house, sneaking and hiding from this creepy man. Controls are limited to jumping, crouching, and holding on to limited items. You are just a kid after all. There are plenty of puzzles to solve, and they do get quite complicated with keys to find, traps to spring, and generators to turn on. Do expect yourself to get stuck, but if you stick with it and solve it, it is highly satisfying. Over the course of your break-in, you will find out more about who your neighbor is and why he is such a psycho. Your neighbor has decent AI, being able to reinforce his house when you get caught and thrown out, forcing you to find another way in. It feels like playing in a Pixar film, but a creepy one. So if you like horror sandbox games like Slender Man, you'll most likely like Hello Neighbor. And number 9, we have Guts and Glory. Don't know much about the glory, but there's definitely a lot of guts flying around in this game. There's a loose story, but this game isn't about the story. It is about the wacky physics and violence that falls upon your character whenever you hit an obstacle. The goal of this game is to get from point A to point B across different levels. The catch is, the levels are filled with obstacles that will violently dismember you and have your blood and body parts fly everywhere. There are multiple characters and vehicles to choose from, so you don't have to worry about getting bored by using only one character or vehicle. And that's pretty much the whole story. It is definitely a dark comedy game as you watch your characters get dismembered in front of your eyes. There isn't a milestone or anything like that, so you're mainly keeping score on your own. If you like a casual game and have the propensity to watch your character get dismembered into a million pieces just for a laugh, then Guts and Glory could be for you. And number 10 we have Let Them Come. A fast-paced tower defense action game where you are the tower. Ever have that fantasy where you are the last line of defense against a horde of aliens? As you smoke what could be your last cigar and drink your last glass of whiskey, sitting and waiting with your turret as the aliens run at you? Well, now you can experience all of that in Let Them Come. Your goal is to build your arsenal to kill waves upon waves of enemies who want to eat your head. You have access to a variety of weaponry like different bullets, bombs, and some melee weapons. You collect gold as you kill waves and waves of aliens, and you can use these to purchase upgrades for your weapons, stats, and grenades. As you kill aliens in a wave, you build a combo meter. Once built, you can choose from 3 randomized upgrades which you can use, and this ranges from replenishing your health to unlimited items to getting a double-barrel turret or even a bomb that clear out all enemies on the screen. There are also bosses in this game and they are challenging. You may need to play previous levels a few times to gain enough gold to buy the upgrades that you need to beat these bosses. If you want to feel like a badass in a movie being the last line of defense for humanity against aliens, then this is a great game to pick up. And that's all for this bundle. This bundle is great if you like some strategy games that will have you think as you play. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.